I had to completely disappear and go ghost in order for me to find myself. I basically disappeared off of social media for about a year because I realized I was performing my entire personality. My entire YouTube, my entire have trials and errors of trying to create content were based in trying to perform and create a persona that wasn't me. And this wasn't just me being online. Me showing up online has also kind of made me reflect that in real life too, I didn't really know who I was. And the funny thing is, like in today's world, especially with social media, you watch videos, you watch people online, and you think you have to be like them. A lot of the ways we try to reinvent ourselves, and this was true for me too, is we try to become like whoever we see online. And sometimes it leads you to this spiral of like, oh my God, I have to be more like this. I have to speak like this. I have to do this thing. I have to appear a certain way. And the funny thing is, I went pretty far down that rabbit hole and I didn't really know who I was. So I had to disappear and really go find myself and go inwards, find God. And so many things has happened because for the longest time, I actually couldn't speak to a camera as myself. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect, but when I'm talking to a camera and trying to communicate, it's almost like there's just such fear of visibility that I put on a mask. So the way I showed up in my videos was a mask. You guys didn't see me. You saw a mask. And that is unfortunately true for so many people on social media. I have known many influencers who run their businesses online. I have known them in person. And believe me when I tell you, what you see online is not the truth. But today I want to talk to you about reinventing yourself, what I did, what I wish I didn't do, and just things that helped me to find my true self. And I'm still working on it because there is a saying that you don't find yourself, you create yourself. And while that is true, I think that there is a blueprint and your authentic frequency, your authentic core, the way in which God created you, that's just how you're meant to be. And I'm kind of getting chills when I say that because I actually, for a while, I tried being this hyper energetic, this just like, when you watch internet and it's all these like hyper energetic, like super high vibe people, you're like, what do they have that I don't? Maybe that's their natural expression. But what I found for myself is my true self is actually quite quiet and grounded. And she doesn't try to perform. It works for some people, but it honestly shouldn't matter what works for them. If you're trying to find your true self, if you're trying to stop performing, it really comes down to not even having an idea of what is the right way to be. Because what looks good on one person looks really bad on someone else. So being high vibe can look really good on person A. Being high vibe on person B looks kind of clownish. Okay, I took some notes. At the end of the day, I was thinking this, like, one day we're all going to be old, okay? We're all going to leave this earth, and let's just say you are 80. Granted, you get to live till 80. Let's just say one day you are 80 years old, and you are given a chance to go back to your current age. What would you wish you had done differently? How would you wish you had showed up? Like, would you actually have cared about that thing? Would you actually have cared? That's like a question that's been really leading my life in the last week. Okay, it's pretty fresh. One thing hasn't changed is that I always go through different things. I learn very frequently, constantly upgrading myself. That is always the case. And so I thought about this, and if you are 80 years old, you are not going to care about people you've impressed. I think that's actually a very personal answer, what you're going to care about. For me, it's just expressing, like it's being yourself and expressing and sharing that. Like if I've lived and I was myself and I expressed, I feel like I have accomplished my life purpose. Does that sound crazy? Perhaps. That's just how I feel. You will have your own answer. But so I decided to disappear because I couldn't live anymore with just posting from, one of you said this, as if I had a glass wall between me and the camera, because I did. The glass wall was me coming out of my body to pretend to be someone else on camera, because it's actually funny. It's a lot easier to be someone else and to be rejected for whom you're not than to just be you and put yourself vulnerably out there. And I'm not perfect. I will record this and then I will watch it and watch me criticize it. And it's okay. Like, I'm always going to grow and change. I even made a video about how I constantly want to delete my old videos, and that's okay. But I think authenticity is the highest vibration you can be in, and it's been said many times. And at the very least, I've been really trying to get close to God recently. And what I realized is God made you how He made you. Like, He made me the way He made me. And how dare I, this little human with my limited brain, sit here and judge the Almighty Creator that made me for how He made me? I can't do that. Like, it's not in my authority to judge whom I was made to be. Whether people get offended, whether I don't people please anymore, whether I rub someone the wrong way, or I whatever, it's not my job to judge if I'm truly being authentic and I have good intentions and I have a good heart, okay? Now, if I was going against the goodwill of others, that is different, but God wouldn't make you into something you're not meant to be. It's something that also recently I've been learning a lot is like, long story short, I used to be highly spiritual, okay? I actually recently became convicted to give all of that up and just follow God. And that is a whole another video, okay? I've just been learning so much about life and everything else. And so God wouldn't make you into something that wouldn't benefit society. He just wouldn't. So once you learn that God has only created you to be how He wants you to be because He knows how you are, what you have, the gifts you have, the character you have, is somehow meant to relate to others in the best perfect way, like a puzzle piece. Having that understanding that God makes you perfect can help you to find acceptance for yourself. And dropping a mask is, from my experience, it's a choice, but it's also a practice, because sometimes you will feel the mask come up. I have recorded not one, not two, but a good 3, 4, 5 videos before this one, and they were different things. I made a whole bunch of new art. One of my art is called Abundance. I made a video about that. I made another video about how I wanted to disappear. I made another about another art. I've been painting a lot, and so I made prints of my art. And so I've talked about all of these things, and I never posted because part of the mask still came up. And I said, I will only post when I'm ready to come back. If I'm posting this video, that means I will keep posting, okay? I'm not just gonna post one video and then go ghost again. So in that interest, I'm making this video because I have an intention to come back and to learn to be myself without the mask. And the funny thing is, you can sometimes only get better once you put in the reps. Like, I'm making this video, I made a video before, and chances are the mask might still come out at certain times, at certain topics, but the more you recognize it, the more you journal, the more you meditate. Well, I've been meditating, but just being quiet with yourself, the more you reflect, the more you think, did I do this? Did I say this? Did I show up like this because it's me? Or am I trying to people please? Am I trying to make someone else happy? Am I trying to imitate someone else that I'm not? Or am I being true to me in this moment? And I think the biggest gift you can give to the world is being yourself. Because how else are we supposed to do our job? How else are we supposed to live our purpose, or even to find our purpose? Like, if you've ever felt off of purpose, I was thinking this. So I started going to church, okay? Again, a whole another video, but I started going to church, and my church has 4 pillars: know God, find freedom, discover purpose, make a difference. In that order, okay? If we're trying to discover purpose, but we didn't know God, and by the way, God lives inside of you. So if you don't know who you are, if you don't know God, if you don't have that connection to something higher, and you're not free, you quite literally cannot be on your purpose. Which is what I was trying to do, okay? I was trying to find my purpose when I wasn't free to be myself. I think freedom is quite literally freedom to be yourself. That can mean so many things, but I think us in this world, we're so blessed. Like, we live in a world where we kind of are free, and in the most, like, just the word, like, if you look at the ages, like 80s, people had to, like, they just was so much less freedom. I feel like we're so blessed. And so, yeah, if you want to find your purpose or make a difference, like, you got to find God and then be free. And I think the word free means, like, free from your past, free from the shackles of other people, just free in your soul to be whom you're made to be and to do what you want and whatever you came here to do. And so it's like, yeah, it's important. And, I'm not here to preach religion, not my job. I'm not here to preach concepts about that, because God can mean so many different things. It's about what matters with you specifically. My concept of God has changed significantly, and it will continue to change. Okay, it's something that you develop within yourself. But more than that, we are all made, as the Bible says, we're all made in the image of God. So you are made in the image of God, okay? So you knowing yourself, in a way, is also kind of getting to know God. So you can do that by just going inwards. For me, it was really a constant reflection of, like, okay, the same thing I mentioned before. Why am I doing this? Why am I appearing this way? Who am I when the cameras are off? When I was making the video, this was me in the video. I was like, how do I be authentic? How to be authentic? How to be authentic? And you could see, like, if you record yourself ever, I don't know if you make videos, but if you ever just for funsies record a video of yourself, and, like, you record it when you just put a camera and you go about your business and you talk to someone versus you trying to talk to camera, for me, oh my God, it was like, there's me and there's this clown. There's me and there's this clown talking to a camera. Like, who is this person? I don't know her. But that's what I've been putting out on the internet. And so it's like, most of us, sometimes it's not even about the internet. We walk around with this mask and we show other people this mask. But it's like, it's a mask. And I feel like I really had to disappear from everyone and everything for me to stop engaging in that mask. That's a big thing. It's like, when you're around people, when you're around familiar patterns, familiar structures, familiar systems, and energy containers, which can be social media, when you're constantly engaging in this mask, it's hard to let it go. So I had to let go of the mask, let go of container, and decide that I will only come back when I can be myself and authentic on camera. Because it's fun, like, when you look at trainings for social media, a lot of them say, like, create an avatar, like, create a persona, create your alter ego. All wonderful concepts. Love them, have done them. What I realized is a lot of these alter egos that I've tried to create just don't really look good on me. Like, it's just not me. I don't know if you've ever had this when you just do something and, like, let's just say you wear, I don't know, like, imagine me, like, these pinky, fluffy, cute little ears and, like, just something cutesy and, like, pink, and it's just not me. And there's sometimes benefit in that if you're trying to break out of your old comfort zones, if you're trying to embody someone new. But I'm talking to you specifically if you've been someone you're not and you want to be yourself. It's really just about accepting without any kind of reservation what is true on you. What is your true expression? How do you dress? How do you look? How do you do your hair? Okay, I cut my bangs less than a week ago because I've really just wanted a change. I wanted to let go of my old self. And sometimes that comes with a physical change. It's just a way you express yourself. What is your tone? What is your pace of speaking? What is your body language? How do you move? How do you communicate? What are your values? What are your standards? How do you treat people? How do you treat people when you are triggered? I had to look at this myself too. It's like, okay, I'm triggered. How do I treat this person when I'm triggered? How do I treat this person when I like them versus when I don't like them? And it's like, all of these things, you just come down to your core and your truth. So that said, if I'm posting this video, I am going to be posting more videos, okay? What will they be about? We shall find out. Okay, it is going to be tailored to self-development because I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly growing. And I just want to share my journey. I want to share what I've learned. I want to share really just myself with the internet because I'm really strange, and so it's quite a thing. Okay. Anyways, careful if you watch till the end and you think about watching my old videos and this is the first video of me watched, please be prepared because it's a very different energy. Okay, I still want to go back and delete, but I'm going to leave it there for reference purposes because I think as someone who keeps growing and keeps learning, it's just good to see where my energy was versus where it is. So yeah, that's all I had to say. And I hope that this resonated with you. If you watched till the end, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you would like to see more of or less of. I'm having an awkward time concluding this video, but with that said, I really hope that you got something out of this. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.